Welcome to IFIS Dairy. I'm going to take you through a brief demonstration to show you how the collection helps dairy companies to find the high quality, industry relevant scientific information that you need to keep innovation moving forward and give you the confidence that your search results exclude fake science and predatory journals.
As you can see from the home page, which is split into 6 boxes, it is a clean and simple layout that allows you to click through to the specific areas that you want to access. You can start your search and search 5,000 publications, including journals and magazines, all of which have been identified and quality checked by IFIS in-house experts. Content is updated weekly, allowing you to be confident that you are keeping up to date with new research and developments that are all relevant to the dairy industry.
Here you can search for patents. Patents are notoriously difficult to search for. You need to be skilled and experienced in searching for patents to be able to retrieve specific results. And that's because there are a huge amount published each year. There are multiple versions of each patent, and these versions are categorized by what are called kind codes, and codes vary from country to country, and they change as the laws are updated.
Domain-specific jargon is often used to establish the novelty of the work, and abstract, vague terms are used to extend the patent's scope. So just using a keyword is really not enough.
Searching for patents in IFIS Dairy is easy. We've made that easy because the IFIS team of experts have already done the hard work for you, and they've indexed them under the usual keywords, so you can easily search for patents using traditional methods and saving yourself a huge amount of time and effort.
Here is where you can set up alerts to ensure you never miss the latest content. And as an IFIS Dairy subscriber, you will be able to access our trend analytics tool, which is designed to give you an insight into food innovation trends through publication data. You can learn more about creating a best practice search strategy for your company and click through to our best practice guide for industry researchers. And you can find your contact details for your account manager here so that you know who to contact.
So when we click to start a search, it takes us to the search page. And this is where you can see that there are over 171,000 records within the database. And this number will increase as the content is added. And you can sort the content, the results by relevancy, or you can look at the newest first, or perhaps the oldest first. Just looking down the right-hand side of the screen here, this is where you see that you can access the trend analytics. You can also read more about how to set up your search alerts. You can contact your account manager, and you can also find out how to access the full text of an article, an abstract, sorry. So on the left-hand side, you can see here that we have the simple search bar, and you can see that you can add terms and you can update. And then you can see the sections. So we've got the categories here, the sections, and the number of records within each of those sections. You can then, as you scroll down, obviously show more. You can then look at content types. So within IFIS Dairy, we have journal articles, we have patents and standards. You can look at reviews, you can look at conference proceedings, book chapters, legislation, reports, thesis. So you can scroll through and you could search for a specific book chapter if that was something you were interested in looking for. You can click here to open up the list of keywords, and you can also look here for the open access status of publications as well, or the publication title. So you might be looking for something that's published in a specific journal publication, and you can find that here down the left-hand side. You can also be specific about a publication year if you know which one you're looking for, or you can look for summary and source languages down this side as well, or you may want to only view peer-reviewed content, or you may have a specific date range that you're interested in viewing. So those are all the options down the left-hand side here. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to move on to the search itself.
So you may have a very specific search in mind.
or you may be interested in browsing a particular food commodity or ingredient. But for today's demonstration, I'm going to search for results relating to a question that I suppose many dairy industry companies might have, and that's to understand more about what your current understanding of how prebiotic ingredients impact the sensory properties of dairy products. So I'm going to start my search with prebiotic. Let's see how many results we get back. So you can see here that we've returned 1,198 results, and that's taken from, obviously, the database we saw earlier had just over 171,000 records. We're now down to 1,198. But I want to ensure that I include within the search everything that I may want at the very beginning. And then what we can do is we can narrow it down. So I'm going to add, and as you can see, I've done this before in practice. So here we're going to add prebiotic or inulin or oligofructose or oligosaccharides. So we're then going to just update that search. So we're broadening that search. And what you can see now is we've gone up to 2,500 results. So we've got all of those those words in here that relate to prebiotics. And what we could do then is we could change that. So we might just want to only look for the most recent ones. So let's look for the newest first, and we'll just update the search by newest first. Okay, so we've now structured it in newest first. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add in sensory properties, because obviously we want to look for prebiotic ingredients and the impact that they have on the sensory properties of dairy products. So let's go down to the keywords. So we open up the keywords and we're going to show more, because we need to scroll down and look for sensory properties. So here we have sensory properties. So let's add that in. So we're filtering now by sensory properties. And what we can see is we've come down now to 407 search results.
So as you can see, all of the results are relevant to dairy products, even though the term dairy wasn't used in the search string at all.
And that's because within IFIS dairy, the collection is focused and specific to the dairy industry, which means that if you're subscribing to IFIS dairy, you're only paying for and accessing content that's relevant to your industry. And that helps you to avoid what we call false hits. So that's where you retrieve irrelevant results. And it obviously saves you a huge amount of time by being able to do that. So let's just narrow it down a little bit further. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change the source language. So I just want the source language to be English. And we've got 316 results. And then also what I'm going to do is I'm just going to choose content that's been published this year. So let's have the publication year of 2021. Okay, so we're now down from the 2,500 results. We've now come down to 35 results. And you can see all the results here. So you can see there's different types of content, journal articles. You've got journal articles, you've got patents, you have reviews, and so on and so on. On one of them just to show you what that actually looks like in the abstract. So you can see that this was published 3rd of June 2021. The title of the article is Plant-Based Alternatives to Yogurt, State of the Art and Perspectives of New Biotechnological Challenges. You can see here the authors, and you can see that this was published in the journal Food. So you've got all the publication data here as well. You can view the keywords. And then you can actually view the abstract, and you might find everything that you were looking for and everything that you need within the abstract. But if not,
you can click through here to view the full text of a publication as well.
So you can click here and you will be taken through. So we have a link, a direct link through to RightFind. So you can then access the full text here. So you can see we've got the journal article, we've got the title and all the details that you saw when you were in IFIS Dairy. But if you scroll down, you can see that you can actually click here and get the content. This is an open access publication, so it's free of charge to view this this full text. But obviously, some of the publications will be behind a paywall. So that just gives you a seamless link through to the full text should you wish to access it. So finally, I'm going to quickly show you how to analyze trends. So as an IFIS collections customer, so IFIS Dairy customer, you also benefit from access to our trend analytics tool. So you can gain insight into food innovation trends through publication data drawn from FSTA. So FSTA is our comprehensive database for research in the sciences of food and health. And you can choose to analyze research areas or keywords. I'm going to click on keywords just to show you. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a category. So obviously we're in IFIS Dairy. FSTA covers all these different categories, but we're in IFIS Dairy. So for today, we want to look for milk and dairy products. And then I'm going to choose a subcategory. And I'm just going to go for the top one. I'll just choose cheese. And what happens here is this actually gives us the results for the number of articles with the keyword of, say, for cheese varieties, and 760 articles.
So let's look at microbiological quality, and you can see that there are 293 articles.
And you can see here on the graph, this takes us through to a graph that you can see that the number of articles indexed in FSTA, and you can see from 2014 how whether that's increased or decreased. There's only partial data available for this year at the moment because we're not quite at the end of 2021, but that will populate as we go through and finish the year. So you can see the co-occurring keywords, and you can look at more information such as the types of documents these keywords have been published in, so journal articles or even a publication. So you can look through via a publication title. So I hope that this demonstration has given you an insight into just how IFIS Dairy can help your organisation to discover high quality content that's specific to the dairy industry easily and quickly.